Hi, family. How are we doing? It's another day, another opportunity, and we certainly do not take it for granted. I don't know where you are joining me from, but I'm going to give us a couple of minutes to actually ensure that we have a few more people joining in, those who are available. Forgive me, I'm not showing my face tonight because I'm a little bit under the weather. And so, yeah. But then I had promised I'll be on live this evening, and so I said yes, of course, why not? Let's do this. So welcome to Yet Finance, wherever you are joining me from. Yet Finance live on YouTube, Yet Finance on TikTok. Let's give ourselves a couple more minutes for others to join in, and we will jump straight in. Let me know if you find yourself here. If you're here, gives me thumbs up. Today we are talking about strategic investing. All right. And if you are a beginner investor, I want to believe this is what you need. Yeah. For every beginner investor, this is what you need. You can't miss this. By all means, I'm not going to start the session without the word of God. And so we're going to move straight into the word of God. Once again, I'm going to give myself a couple more minutes and we will jump straight into it. All right, let me know if you find yourself here with myself, I and I. And of course, yeah. By all means, if you find yourself here, please let me know that you're here with me, myself. And we jump straight in the. I know you don't see my face, but I'm here. All right, I'm here. I am here. We're talking about investing. We're talking about the stock market today. And so, of course, let me know if you find yourself here. Once again, one more minute and we will start. One more minute. One more minute and we will start. Find yourself here. One more minute and we will start. Yep. One more minute and we will jump straight in there. Like I said, I can't come here without talking about God. And so tonight I'm going to take you to Zechariah. And I believe that is where God wants us to begin our session from. Okay. All right. So let's jump to Zachariah. So Zachariah 2:2. But I will be starting. Hi, Chizom. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Forgive me as I'm a little bit under the weather, and so you don't see my face, but hey, I'm live here. Yes, we're talking about strategic investing today. And as a beginner investor, this is where you want to be tonight. This is where you want to be tonight. Dandelion Flory, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Such an honor to have you all on board. Please stop the screen for me if you can. And by all means, send a request. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about strategic investing. Tonight, we're talking about the stock market. We're talking about some of your options when it comes to the market and the best places. How do you even do it? Some people say you talk about investing, but how do I even invest? All right. So that is why we are here today. That is why we are here today. But by all means, I can't start this session without the word of God. And so we're going to move swiftly into the word. And today I've taken it from Zechariah 2:2, but then I'll start from Zechariah 2:1-2. Yeah. Zechariah 2:1-2. Yeah. And the Bible says, Then I look up, and there before me was a man with a measuring line. In another version, the Bible says a measuring tape. All right. I asked, Where are you going? He answered me, to measure Jerusalem, to find out how wide and how long it is. To measure Jerusalem. Please tap the screen for me if you can. To measure Jerusalem. Sometimes we try to measure our difficulty. The angel of God is asking, how wide is your problem? Is that difficulty? In the days of Jerusalem, there was a distraction. And out of this distraction, someone believed, a name called Zechariah, believed that no, God had made a promise. And yet this is what has taken place. And so I am going to find out, I'm going to measure the distraction. I'm going to measure the distraction. But the Bible says, while the angel who was speaking to me was leaving, another angel came to me and said to him, run, tell the young man, Jerusalem will be a city without walls because of the great number of people and animals in it. And now this is the emphasis. The Bible says, and I myself will be a wall of fire around it, declares the Lord, and I will be its glory within. So God is saying that I know of the situation. I know of the distraction in Jerusalem. I know, Yishraba, how are you doing, my darling? Thank you so much for joining in. Please tap the screen for me if you join in. And for YouTube viewers, thank you so much. Welcome on board. Another opportunity with Yat Finance. We're talking about strategic investing today. But as we always do, all right, Yishraba, we thank God. And I thank God for your life. I trust you are doing well. I am I'm United Kingdom. Where are you? United Kingdom, Ghana. Let me know. Thank you so much. God bless you for the love. Thank you. I'm grateful. All right. So now the angel has sent a message. Thank you for reposting. So much love for you, my darling. Maureen, how are you doing, Maureen? Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Tap the screen for me if you can. And if you are a beginner investor, this is where you want to be. Oh, thank you, Ishraba, for loving my music. Ishraba, you need to be connected, please. I'm sure one of these days I may be maybe ministering in your church. All right. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm grateful that you follow my music as well. Oh, Midowati, Minya. All right. And so now you are going to measure Jerusalem. You have a problem and you believe you are the only one carrying the cross. You believe the problems you are facing is greater and bigger than any other thing that has ever existed on earth. And so to you, no, you can't stand it. To you, you believe, no, I need to go and measure Jerusalem. I need to measure my problem. I need to go to the world and tell people, oh, love you so much, my darling. Oh, I'm grateful, Ishraba. God bless you. Thank you so much. Please stay with me to the end of this life, all right? Ishraba, have you ever invested? Let me know. Have you ever invested? Have you ever invested? Do you invest? Are you an investor? I'm curious. I would like to know what you invest in because tonight is going to be brutal. So, probably you are going around telling your friends about the magnitude of your difficulty. You want others to know of what you are going through. It is good. Oh, thank you so much, Ishraba. That is awesome. I'm humbled and I'm impacted. Thank you. Stick with me. We'll take a day at a time. All right. Stick with me. Stick with me. Okay, not yet, just ISA. Great, that is fine. ISA is where we start from. So I'm glad that at least you have an ISA. But my focus is the stocks and shares ISA. So I want to believe that you don't just have a cash ISA, but you have a stocks and shares ISA. Also, if you're the person trying to save, and that is why you have the ISA, check on either high yield savings account, all right? Either HYSA. Now I'm talking about HYSA and not the ISA. So the high yield savings account, some of them gives a better return than your cash ISAs. And to me, your cash ISA is not an investment account. Your stocks and shares ISA is an investment account. Your cash ISA is only for hedging and the protectiveness from inflation. But still, there are other better accounts that will give you a good value on return for your money. So if the reason why you have an ISA is saving, then I will encourage you to rather look into the HYSAs. But at some point in Shaba, we stop saving and we become investors. And so I'm glad you're here with me tonight. All right. All right. From the top of the screen for me, if you can, God richly bless you. And so if you are going through that difficulty and you believe I need to go to the world, anyway, please, my apologies because I'm a little bit under the weather. That is why I'm not seeing my face. All right. But you got my voice and you got the Holy Spirit with you. And that is what that matters. Cheek, I see you. Lehman, I see you. Thank you so much for joining in. God richly bless you. And for all on YouTube, thank you. Stay with me. Stick with me tonight. All right. You got nowhere to go. Bear with me. So you're going all over the world and you want people who sympathizes with you to believe that you have the greatest problem on earth. Trust me. We will sympathize with you at the time that you are telling us what the problem is. But you need to hear the voice of the angel calling you. That God says, I will surround Jerusalem with a wall of fire. That God is saying, I will come through your difficulty and no man can stand. Because you see, the moment you run to man, you have given your virtue to man. Now you want solace to man. Then the Bible says, well, you went to man. So you Christian, you got what you wanted from man. Your reward came from man. But blessed is ye who lift their eye to God and still say, Father, you are my dependent even through the struggle. You are my anchor through the struggle. I have nowhere to go. Daddy, you knew me before time and now. And so to me, God, I know that this is difficult. I know I am losing it. The way I plan it to take place, that is not what is happening. But God, once again, I trust you. I trust your processes. And I know with you, all things are possible. That is a prayer, a surrender prayer. One who believes in God, you surrender it all to God. And that is the kind of prayer that I leave you with tonight. That please, even as we move to the other side, I need you to surrender that difficulty to God. Well, I know it is tough. I know times are hard. But once again, please surrender it to God. All right. Thank you so much. And Father, we thank you for your faithfulness. We commit the nights into your hand. We pray that you, Lord, will take dominion over us, over every home connecting tonight. I pray for outbreak. I pray for financial breakthrough in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. All right, so today we're talking about strategic investing. So first of all, I know Insuraba has an ISA, and we just talked about stocks and shares ISA. Please, can anyone let me know if anyone else also has a stocks and shares ISA and which providers you are using, if possible? Stocks and shares ISA and which providers? Okay, if you're on YouTube, same as well. Please let me know which providers are you using. Trust me, no one is tracking you, right? And so you are safe. Which provider? First of all, you have a stocks and shares ISA and which provider? I just want to know the audience I'm working with tonight. That's why I'm asking. That is what I'm curious to know. Yeah. So which providers do you have? If you ask me, I have various providers dependent on what I'm doing because my children are investors. I am an investor. My husband is an investor. So dependent on what the intent is and the kind of provider we are going for. All right. That is why I'm asking this question. Well, first and foremost, apart from Insuraba, do I have investors with me tonight? Do I have investors with me tonight? All right, Mev, is it Mev that I see you, and Amachi, Lehman, HH, I see you, user ending 677. Thanks so much. And if you haven't followed the page, please do me the honor by always subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Do I have investors with me tonight, please? Do I have investors with me tonight? Do I have investors with me tonight? Do I have investors with me tonight? Let me know. Come on, don't be shy. Do I have investors with me tonight? Okay, all right, I'll move on. All right, so first of all, we need the tax wrapper account. And if you find yourself in the United Kingdom, the tax wrapper is our stocks and shares ISA. That is the beginning, the baseline for every investor. All right, we have the invest account, but your invest account, you need to be paying taxes on your gains and your dividend. I'll take my time with this. So when you go on your broker's account, now, some people invest through their banks. So then that means I'm going through a third party. Because there is an agent that will be managing your account for you. And that agent also needs to be paid. And so the bank will be charging a little bit of a commission just so that the investment bankers can also be paid, because we need to be paid. All right. And so, yes, that is what would take place if you go to your bank to invest. I get it. You believe that if you go to your bank, then probably your money is safe. I'm not going to debunk that ideology if that is your choice. But please, please, you really want to be a good investor. At some point, we also learn as well. And so you have a little bit of a self responsibility. And I need you to ensure that if you go through the bank, it does not mean the job is done. Okay, you need to be having some monitoring. You need to be monitoring what is happening, and so don't just go to the bank and leave your money with a bank and then believe that, okay, mom, I'm investing through bank A, B, and C, and so the job is done. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So we need a stocks and shares ISA. I think one of the interfaces, and this is not me projecting because this company is not paying me. Trading 212, I believe, has an easy interface for every beginner investor. So if you're a beginner investor, dependent, and you have children for yourself, okay, you can go for trading 212. Yeah, also because of the commissioning, that's commission free. And so you may want to consider trading 212. But if you are investing on behalf of your children, personally, I will ask you to either go for Hargreaves Lansdown or you go for Vanguard itself. Vanguard itself, and then you go for the junior stocks and shares ISA through Vanguard. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone tuning in. I'm so grateful for your time. I don't take it for granted. So please know that see, my prayers are with you. And I keep saying that anyone connected to Yard Finance, you're not only connected for the knowledge or the wisdom, you are also connecting to a higher altar, and that is God, the great I am. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Inshaba, it is not bad, but check the commission on your investment, please. I will please, in all humbleness, ask you to check the commission because there are a lot of hidden commission. And one of the reasons why for an adult account, I want to encourage you to go to Vanguard is because of the commission on Vanguard. So for Vanguard, up to £30,000, you'll be paying. If you don't have up to more than £30,000 in your investment, you'll be paying. And so to me, what is the point then is whether you stick to trading 212. Also on Hargreaves Lansdown, you will be paying commission on your investments. And so to me, that is why I will say that for your children, for the kids, no, they have no commission to pay on Vanguard. And so I will go for Vanguard. Also note that Vanguard do not do individual stocks, individual companies. They do ETFs, equities. So if you want to go into the individual companies for your children, then Hargreaves Lansdown to me is good. Now, there are various platforms, but there's a reason why tonight I'm allowing my lips to mention only these specific ones, because once again, they're not paying me. They should be paying me to do this. You understand? They're not paying me. And for others that I'm not talking about, they are good, but I have my flaws. And one of these days I'll put a video together and we will go deeper into these accounts. All right. Now, the fact that we don't know anything, I know, Isra, I got you. I feel you. The fact that we don't know anything about investing does not mean we shouldn't know. The good thing is we have identified one hurdle, and that is the fact that we do not know. But when we identify a struggle, now we need to correct that struggle. Now, I'm not saying go and get yourself educated on everything on the stock market. But what I'm trying to say is if you don't know what I produce, if you do not know what I do, then you do not have any business trusting me with your money. I don't know how one does that. All right. I don't know how you do that. It's like you're taking a chance at something. No, investing is not gambling. All right. That is why I'm not talking about the CFDs for the traders, but I'm talking about your stocks and shares ISA, because I want to encourage you to be an investor and not a gambler. I don't want to encourage you to be a trader. Yes, some people have been successful in trading, but trust me, 95% of people who goes into trading loses money. And so I want a beginner investor to have the mentality of an investor. Now, the reason why I'm taking my time with this is because the moment we put on the hat of an investor, we think long term. And we don't think just today. We think long term. If you want to go to the stock market and assume I will put £100 today, and in the next year or two, probably it should be £10,000. Number one, you are gambling. Number two, is a dream. It will not be. It won't be. I don't want to say it won't be possible, because see, I've seen some possibilities, but it doesn't last. So I'm careful with my words. Yeah, it doesn't last. Imagine you invest into a company and you bought a share for probably 0.001. And so with £100, you were able to buy quite a lot. And all of a sudden, that share hit $1. Do you know how much you've made out of it? But the question is, from a 0.001 to $1. Do you know what we are talking about? You know how much we're talking about? And so I want to encourage you to focus on companies that can make a turnover of probably 1,000%, 2,000%, 5,000% in the shortest space of time, or even 100% in the shortest space of time. No, I won't encourage you to be doing that. So all I'm trying to say is, you need to at least be curious about something and read about something. And so if you're here with me, I want you to go and download. Write this down. Go and download. I'm going to give you 3. Oh, should I give you 2 or 3? Let me give you 2, because I don't want to go into crypto. So before we even go deeper into investing, download these 2 apps for me. Number 1, go and download Yahoo Finance. YAHOO Finance. Yahoo Finance. You are a beginner investor. Go and download Yahoo Finance, and I'll explain why. Number 2, I want you to go and download an app called TipRanks. An app called TipRanks. All right. So you are downloading Yahoo Finance, and the reason why I want you to download Yahoo Finance was I want you to be curious. Yahoo Finance talks about companies and businesses. It talks about government policies. It talks about the new initiatives. It talks about budgeting for the economy. It talks about what the other companies are doing. And you also get to see the stock market live on Yahoo Finance. And trust me, before any breakout takes place, it's already taking place in the news. And then we get a reflex of it on the stock market. And so someone may say, well, the stock market moves with the waves on the news. All right. And so before the waves takes place, we need to be a little bit curious. And so as you wake up in the morning, this is my routine. After I've done my due diligence and I've touched base with my God, and I make sure all my platforms are live, information videos are all live, I just take a sweep on Yahoo Finance. I'm just checking what next. What Nvidia CEO is talking about? What are the head of states talking about? Is there any new company? I'm looking into the new companies. All right. That is how you build curiosity. You are also checking, how is Bitcoin doing? Because see, whatever takes place on the crypto side, it's also manifest on the stock market. So I'm also checking the big 7. How is the stock market performing? What is happening? Why is the market falling? Why is it rising? Why are we in red? Why are we in green? Yahoo Finance. I'm going to give you another more app for you to download. Number 2, TipRanks. So let's assume you are a beginner investor. Probably you may have heard me mention a particular company and you do not know what to do. Blessing, how are you doing? Good, Kent, I see you. Malik, I see you. Frank, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Please tap the screen for me if you can. God richly bless you. And if you are with me, kindly follow the page if you can. God bless you. Thank you so much. All right. So now, if you are a beginner investor and you do not know, probably you may have heard me quote a particular company and you feel like, oh no, Yat said this, so let me go invest in. Before you invest in, there are a few things you should have checked, but let's assume you haven't checked it. I'm talking about the company's fundamentals, their market cap. What does the company do? Who is their CEO? What is the track record of the CEO? Believe you me, all of these impact a stock price. All right. All of these impact a stock price. Please tap the screen for me if you can, please. Just so TikTok will know that we are not stagnant on the page. All right. Thank you so much. So all of these impacts, but then you are confused. Probably with everything I'm saying, you still do not understand what I'm talking about. Go to TipRanks. Do not go for the pro. Take the same company, put into TipRanks. And in TipRanks, you will see analysts, and their graphs actually illustrating to you the best entry for that particular stock. Now, in each 24 hours, you can do this 3 times on TechRanks. Otherwise, if you do more, if you check on more stocks on TechRanks, you have to go for the pro. But we do not want to go for the pro. We are just checking. So this is where you get confused, or probably you think the stock is falling on the exchange, but then you want to know whether is it a good entry or not. Then, by all means, go on TechRanks and check. Also, I want you to build curiosity. And so another app, so I'm giving you your third app. Another app I want you to go and download is Reddit. Reddit. Once again, Reddit. Why Reddit? When you go on Reddit and it asks you what you are interested in, select investing, select finance, and select budgeting, things to do with money, select that. And now start joining investing communities. Because you see on your Facebook and TikTok, people are fighting, people are screaming here and there. The rich people are not there. They are chatting at other places. They are in Discords, all right? They are in, they have a place that they belong. They talk the language of finance. And if you go on Reddit, you see them chatting. So underneath a particular company that you want to be a part of, you will see them chat, having their discussion there. Go and read whatever they're saying. Join the conversation. Ask the questions. And people are so nice. They'll be able to respond to you. By all means, also go to Yard Finance and yardfinance25@gmail.com. Send me an email or go to my Stan store and book a one-on-one appointment with me. The reason why I encourage a one-on-one appointment is because I don't know your circumstance. And regardless of the number of companies I introduce to you tonight, my darling, I don't know your risk tolerance. And so it is not a buy signal because I do not know your risk tolerance. I don't know what you can contain. I don't know what you can't contain. I don't know what your fears are. I don't know how much you earn. I don't know what your outgoings are. I don't know if you have a family. I don't know if you are single. And if you do, what is the aim? What is the vision? I don't know if you are in education. So you see, dependent on where you find yourself and the kind of funds we should be picking. And so once again, the fact that I'll be giving you making some recommendations is not a buy signal. All right. It is not a buy signal. I'll emphasize again. It isn't a buy signal and it is not a financial advice. It becomes a financial advice when one knows what you are up to. All right. I'll leave it there. Okay. So now you've gotten curious. You reading. So now we are on the stock market. Now, someone says the S&P 500, but you typed in the S&P 500, and there are quite a lot of S&P 500. And so you are wondering, what do I do? It's like you go into a forest, and your intent was to go for a particular tree. But then you realize that no, there is a similar tree on the left, another tree on the right, and you are wondering which one am I tapping into. So that is how you be faced with, especially if you go on Trading 212. At least on places like the Vanguard, you will see them grouped into equities and all of that. All the separations are there, so you can. It's quite easy when you're picking ETFs on those platforms. But places like Trading 212, no, you have the iShares, you have the Vanguard, you name them. So probably you are lost and you do not know what you're talking about. But well, once again, an ETF is exchange traded fund. And these are companies that come together to form a body. And so for an example, let's say energy. And this is something that the market leader actually ignores. And so these energy companies come together and they form a body. And that body becomes an ETF on its own. You understand? You have the tech side. They also come together and they form on its own. And so there are various ETFs that you can actually look into if you're curious. And personally, for a beginner investor, I will not encourage you. Thank you so much, Nana Hima. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? I'm so grateful for your time. Adam, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Once again, user 039. Thank you. Blessing, I see you. How are you doing tonight? Thank you, Malik. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful for your time. Please tap the screen for me if you can. God richly bless you. And so you are wondering, okay, so what do I do? You have accumulation and you have distribution. So what do I do? It's like you finding yourself in a wonderland. All right. You find yourself in a wonderland and you are wondering, okay, this wonderland, what am I going to do? Because there's a healthcare side, there's a financial side, there's an industry side, there's an energy, there's an infrastructure. There is also the smaller companies that also come together. You see, so if you're not careful, you may be wondering that, okay, now I am here. What do I do? And so personally, I encourage, get a mentor, get an investment coach, get someone who understands what they are doing, and then they can guide you. But for the purpose of tonight, let's say you maybe you have some money to play with. Okay. Let's say you have £1,000 to play with. And once again, this is not a recommendation for everyone. It's only for illustrative purposes, right? So let's say you have £1,000 and you want to invest £1,000. You've never invested. So I need to ensure that the foundation is solid. So 500 will move into a diversified global equities. Immediately, that's what I'm doing. £500 will go straight into a diversified global equities. The next £200, I will move it into quality companies. I'm talking about sectors I believe I have done my long-term, and I've done my due diligence, and they have long-term growth. And in that space, I will include technology. I will not be chasing AI. I know everyone is talking about AI, but I will include technology, and I will not be chasing AI. The next £150, I will make sure I move them into areas outside mega cap technology. All right. Potentially, I'm talking about healthcare. I'm talking about financials. I'm talking about infrastructure. I'm talking about another area I would have done my due diligence in. Then the next £100, I'll be thinking about a high quality bond. I'm talking about gilts. Because I need the stability. I need diversification. All right. So with all I'm saying, I'm actually talking long term. And then the final 50, this is where opportunity actually matters. And so I'll keep the 50 for opportunity. Cash to me on the investment side is also an asset. And so £50 becomes a buffer for me. And this is available when something I genuinely want becomes more attractive. So if there is a company that I really want, and that company becomes attractive, then that is what I'm moving this money into. So probably there is a company I was maybe chasing after. Say at the moment, maybe SoFi is trading at, I think the last time I had checked, it was trading around $17 per share. And all of a sudden, I have done my due diligence in SoFi. I know what SoFi is up to. I know we have a lot of instability when it comes to the market as of today, even recording this video. And so all of a sudden, SoFi drops to $9. It drops to between $9 to $12. That £50 becomes my opportunity. And so when it comes to investing, you having cash is also an opportunity, all right? So to me, cash flow is something you really want to consider. Don't put all your money in the stock market and ignore the opportunities that may arise, that may come. Please, you do not want to do that. We always want to win. And for every winner, you project even when you can't see. You project even when times are not showing, like the times we find ourselves now, geopolitical tension. You have head of state knocking up here and there, which is all of it is impacting the stock market. And so there is a lot of instability currently on the stock market. And so as a beginner investor, personally, I will encourage you to keep more cash. Lay the foundation, but keep more cash. All right? You lay the foundation, but ensure that you have cash to play with, because that cash is going to define the next narrative. That cash is going to support you for that future opportunity. That cash is what is going to be your advantage. And so cash is part of investing. That is why you can sometimes, instead of you investing now, the policy is, I think, as from April 2027, any uninvested cash under your stocks and shares ISA may be taxed based on the interest that will be accrued on that. And so bear that in mind. That is a taxman coming after your money. And so the taxman is trying to say that as from 2027, if you move cash into your stocks and shares ISA, now I'm not talking about your cash ISA. Your cash ISA, everything stays the same. But your stocks and shares ISA, the taxman is saying, if you move cash into your stocks and shares ISA, and that cash is not invested, any interest that is accrued will be taxed. I'll be taking your questions at the same time, so please let them flow, and please stop the screen for me. Ka, I see you. Abiola Oseni, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. I see say Satina Brito, how are you doing? Good Kens, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so grateful, and as always, I don't take your time for granted. Thank you so much for your time. Let me see your questions flowing through, please, if you can. Let me see your questions flowing through, if you can. Now, someone may be asking that where should the money go in 2026? Where should your money go? I've talked quite a lot. I would say if you have any form of money, you want to consider energy. You want to consider the financial side. You want to consider guilt, especially in 2026. You want to consider REITs, that's real estate investment trust. Yesterday, I gave you some examples of real estate investment trust. You want to consider these companies. Also, if you pick your S&P 500, and dependent on what you actually go for, and that is doing well, there is nothing wrong with you blending or taking a little bit of risk into individual companies. Now, I'm not saying your portfolio should be entirely single stocks. That's not what I'm talking about. Of course, go heavy. If you check the example portfolio I created for Yacht Finance 52-week series, you realize that when it comes to ETF, I went heavy. And I picked a couple of individual companies. But some of the individual companies, I think with the exception of one, the individual selections I picked are all part of the S&P 500, the tech side. All right? So we went into the semiconductor. But then they are all part of the S&P 500. And these are the companies holding the S&P 500. And so there's nothing wrong if I move into the S&P 500 and I diversify, branch out a little bit into Microsoft. A lot of people feel like Microsoft, for instance, is a boring company as of now because of AI. But what they don't realize is Microsoft will always be Microsoft. And Microsoft is also embedding AI. So, which is which? You understand? Which is which? And so to me, if you move into your S&P 500 and you have a body including the Microsoft, the NVIDIAs, there's nothing wrong branching and taking a little bit of risk with an NVIDIA. There's nothing wrong moving into a Microsoft. There's nothing wrong if you've done your due diligence, trying to check. I know people at the moment, investors are really stepping back from the Teslas. I get it. I understand that many things that is taking place. But if the Tesla is part of your S&P 500, then to me, if you've done your due diligence, there's nothing wrong taking it. But just ensure that you are controlling your risk levels. Don't just jump in. Miracle, how are you doing? Once again, good Kens, I see you. Thank you so much. Please tap the screen for me. And if you haven't followed the page, do me the honor and follow the page. There is nothing wrong with you taking that risk. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. You understand? There is nothing wrong with you taking a chance in these companies. Because of course there is growth when it comes to your ETFs. But there's also a margin when it comes to some of the individual companies. I know some people who have become millionaires out of NVIDIA, just investing in NVIDIA. But the good thing is, you need to identify these opportunities early. And that is why sometimes it's good to be affiliated with a mentor. Because if you're able to identify these opportunities early, then you realize in the long run, Miracle, let me read it. So please, can you let me understand that I am very... Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. You're not well. We see with Microsoft, I'm sharing with, I haven't taken my drug. I wish I could understand you. Oh, you just got #1 viewer. Oh, thank you so much. I wish, Miracle, let me understand you a little bit more. Because I'm seeing drug and I'm seeing I've not taken my, I don't understand that, my darling. Make me understand you, all right? Thank you so much. Make me understand you, please. Let me understand you. Let me understand you, please. Type again and let me understand. Unless you want me to pick you. Did you want me to invite you to the live? Is that what you want me to do? Let me know. 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 Linz, how are you doing? 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 I'm still waiting on you, Miracle. Let me know what were you trying to say? Because I'm unable to understand what you've just typed. Are you with me? Let me know if you're with me. Let me know if you're still with me, Miracle, because reading that I don't know what is wrong. Let me know. 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 I'm with you in spirit, my brother. Let me know. Hope you are well. 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 Please, if you're out there, take good care of yourself. All right. Take good care of yourself. All right. Once again, so you need to take a little bit of risk. Okay. Don't just settle. When it comes to investing, take a little bit of risk. And imagine that you go, you run your own company, and then this company is a new company, and you invest in this company, depending on what the company's vision and mission is. So you invest into this company. What you don't know is if it's going to do well or not. But then all you do is you have hope that is going to do well. And so that is why you are taking down risk. When it comes to individual companies, treat them as such. Yes, your ETFs, they will shield you a little bit, okay? But then by all means, please branch out a little bit and take some risk. Okay. All right. So let me give you a bit of example. So for Vanguard FTSE All World UCITS, if you're with me, you can write this and you can do some search in there. All right. I'm going to give you 10 ETFs. And tonight, this is what you'll be doing. 10 ETFs that you should be looking into. Do your due diligence. And if you want to take a stick in, I keep saying to people at this time, the stock market currently is on sale. And so please, there's nothing wrong taking a stick in the stock market if you can. So we have the ticker is VWRP or VWRL. And this one is a broad global core exposure. All right. We also have the iShares Core MSCI World UCITS ETF. You realize with the Vanguard, I talk about the UCITS, and the same with the MSCI World UCITS. There's a bit of similarities, but then we have the Vanguard and we also have the iShares. And so just be mindful of that. We also have the iShares Core S&P 500 UCITS. And with this, we're talking about the 500 large US companies. And these are low-cost core US exposures. And so because if currently I am in United Kingdom, and so if I'm investing into the American market, even if the broker is not charging me, just know that some commission will be taking place when it comes to my investments. And so, yes, by all means, invest in broader in the American market as well. But please, if you get charged a little bit on your investments in order it is normal. But see, if you are a consistent investor, when it comes to commissions, when it comes to all of these taxes, you would be paying attention, because see, you'll be making some good money, especially if you know what you're doing. All right, tap the screen for me, please, if you can. Go Richard, and send your questions through. Also, another one I'm giving you for free is an EQQQ. That's the E triple Q, and this one is an Invesco EQQ Nasdaq 100 UCITF ETF. This is more concentrated growth, and this is a technology exposure. I keep saying that I get it, especially United Kingdom. It is so busy. People do not have time to study, to do research, to really understand the stock market. And so, oh, who do I have here? I got my sissy here. Hey, the queen is in yacht class. How are you doing, girl? How is the family? How is my little one doing? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. You should have told me you'll be joining me tonight. How are you? Let me hear from you. How are you doing? Thank you so much. And please, you better become an investor. You cannot be on yacht finance and you are not an investor. Oh, thank you so much. Please give my little one a kiss for me and a big hug. You were meant to send me an email in it. I didn't hear from you. I hope all is good and all went well. All right, welcome to class. Please tap the screen for me and let's show some love. And those on YouTube, thank you so much. And those just joining in, welcome to Yacht Finance. And I hope you've grabbed your pen and paper and you are taking notes. Yacht Finance TikTok, Yacht Finance YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in and tuning in. It's been an awesome time, but we still have some time to go in, so please stick with me. And also, another UCITF I give you is EIMI, and that is a ticker. It is also iShares Core MSCI Emerging Markets. For YouTube, this stream will be reposted on YouTube. Unfortunately, for TikTok, no. And so for all those with me on YouTube, definitely you're going to get this information back. Okay, thank you, darling. Let me know. And also, have you grabbed a copy of my book? Come on, gal. Have you grabbed a copy of my book? What are you waiting for? Have you grabbed a copy of my book? Come on now. All right. And so please, if you are on TikTok and probably I'm a little bit too fast and you want to branch out to YouTube, I always go to Yacht Finance YouTube, and under live stream, you will get all of these information under my live stream. Also, we have the iShares MSCI World Small Cap UCITS, and that's the global smaller companies. So all of these smaller companies comes together to form an ETF. And to me, it's useful if you want exposure beyond mega caps. So because the mega caps are there. Oh, you did. Oh, thank you so much for getting my book. Oh, please, I need you to take a photo, send it to me, please, and I'll humbly post it. Thank you. Please share it on your church platform for me. Please share. Let's change the narrative. And when I visit you, I wanna see that the book has been used. Or don't just put it on the bookshelf. I need you to read a book. Oh, I look forward. Please send me a picture when you get your copy, please. And the most important bit, let me know which part is impacting you, and let me know where you are sharing your tears. All right. Oh, love you so much, my queen. Love you so much. Love you. All right, I have Bozy here. Bozy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful. Is it Twilight Rant? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. All right, and so if you go online, don't get it twisted. Don't get confused, all right? Do not get confused. For me, I'm talking about core. I'm talking about growth. I'm talking about diversification. I'm talking about what is working now. I'm talking about what will give you income, and I'm talking about what is quality. I'm also talking about what is going to give you stability. All right? I'm talking about what is going to give you stability, because especially with a new investor, you want to make sure that you are ensuring that your money is being put at the right places. You don't want to take a gamble with your funds. You want to make sure that that your money is well invested. And so once upon a time tonight, we actually talked about the stocks and shares ISA. I gave you the difference between the invest account, the stocks and shares ISA, and also your cash ISA. And I said to you that if you are in a cash ISA, compare that with a ISA. I'm talking about YHYSA. Your savings accounts that actually gives you a better return than your cash ISA. That is what I'm actually talking about. And so if you are the person who likes to save, the cash ISA to me, maybe your current provider may be giving you some good return on your cash, but trust me, there's a better system out there when you are making that comparison. And so don't just get restricted into an ISA, a cash ISA. Move on to the ISAs and check whatever that can also be of better help than keeping your money there. And please, at some point we stop saving, all right? At some point we become investors and we stop saving. And so, of course, if you are saving because you want to build an emergency fund, by all means build it. But if you have stability, you have a job, and you do not have a lot of debt on your side, then please, a maximum of 2 months is okay. Move on to the stock market and start making money, all right? See, we need to get to that stage where we don't chase for the extra hours. We need to get to that stage when we don't run for what you call it? They call it bunks. The reason is because we need something out of that money to be compounding, to be making us more money. And for you to be doing that, you need to start investing. That is why I keep saying to people, who do you talk to? Who are your friends? Because my friends should be impacting me. It shouldn't all be, let's go there, let's go there, let's go there, let's go there. No, you should be impacting me. You need to help me bring the best out of me. You need to bring the best out of me. And so probably you do not even understand what you are doing when it comes to the stock market. But there are various ways of investing. There are businesses. What is your specialty? And if you have worked in a 9 to 5 for 5, 3, 4, 10 years, trust me, there should be something that you have specialized in. And someone needs that knowledge. To me, brand that. And ensure that people can have value in that. All right? Move into the property sector. Come together, 5, 3, 6 people, form a limited company. Buy a property, a buy to let. Go towards Airbnb. This is a no-brainer. That's something you can do. Now, if you are with me and you've identified some of these ETFs I've given you, we want to take a little bit more chances when it comes to individual companies. Once again, like I said, most of these individual companies, they form the S&P 500. They are part of it. And so there's nothing wrong with you taking a chance at them, all right? Once again, we are investors. We are not gamblers. And so once I move on after the individual companies, I'll be giving you how to really keep up with your portfolio. Now, you want to be looking at, once again, I'll talk about Microsoft. I know people are chasing AI. They are chasing the big bear. I get it. They are chasing open AI. I get it. But do you see where big bear is? Do you see where open AI is? Well, it doesn't mean they're not great companies. These are all awesome companies. I know they'll be rising. They'll be rising up. And so, yeah, that is fine. But what I'm trying to say is the giants are still the giants. And so the majority of your monies should be going to the SMICU. Thank you so much for reposting the live. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Oh, Ricky, how are you doing? And I still got my sister with me, girl. I'm talent queen with you tonight. And so please, we still need a Microsoft. And remember, cloud plus AI monetization. Microsoft cloud growth has remained strong, which is one reason investors are still backing its hyperscalers, despite concern about huge AI spending. Microsoft is like a bigger daddy. Regardless, it will be your big daddy. We also have Amazon. And so please, don't shy away from these companies. Amazon revenue jumped to 37% in the Q2 2026 season. Do you know what I'm giving you? Do you know that? Oh, Ricky, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Do you know that we still have Google? Google is still working with AI. I am well, my darling. Thank you so much for asking. I'm great. I was a little bit under the weather. That's why I'm not showing my face today. But hopefully tomorrow we'll ride. Yeah, yeah, yeah. God willing, I think I'm commencing on my holiday this week. But I said to my husband, look, we're gonna go on holiday, but I'll be working. All right. So probably even from my destination, I'll still go live and I'll be with you. All right. Okay. All right. So and we still have your Google. It remains one of the major hyperscalers benefiting from stronger cloud demand and AI investment. So you see, even your AI is still embedding in Google. We have your NVIDIA still central to AI infrastructure. You understand? I would present this. I need you to understand these companies, because if you understand the companies, it will begin to make sense. It will begin to make sense, yeah. But don't shy away from this, yeah. Don't shy. And I also have another ticker I'm gonna give you. Is GEV. Is one of my favorites. All right, is one of my favorite. In the Q2, it rose to 88% organically. All right, and to me, their current backlog rate 176 billion. And so you won't go wrong with these companies I'm giving you. You won't go wrong. Once again, do your due diligence. And with Rolls-Royce, some people buy Rolls-Royce and they sit in Rolls-Royce. If you are able to afford Rolls-Royce and you do not invest in Rolls-Royce, I have a problem. If you buy a Range Rover, you buy Nissan, all of these gadgets. Now, let's start from your home. The kind of gadgets you have in your home. What kind of electronic gadgets do you have? Your telecommunication. I use Samsung. You may use Apple. Do you invest in Apple? Because if it is that good for you to use, why are you not investing in Apple? You should be investing in Apple. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so why are you not investing in Rolls Royce? You can't afford Rolls Royce, and yet you're not investing in Rolls Royce. Why are you not investing in it? You understand what I'm trying to say? The fact that you can't afford it does not mean you shouldn't invest in it. Eli and Lilly. The first time I spotted Eli and Lilly, it was trading at around $420. Today, Eli and Lilly is around $1,100 per share. See, per one share. And so if I had bought just two, Eli and Lilly, today, I should have made over 100% on that. You understand? This is how you make money. This is how compounding takes place. ExxonMobil, Bloom Energy, all of these companies are there. You understand? Big Bear is there. Palantir is there. Palantir at the moment is having all the defense contracts. So you see, the negativity around these companies may be solid. But when it comes to the numbers, you won't go wrong with it. You will not go wrong with it. Bloom Energy is doing well. You won't go wrong with it. Now, when we've identified the companies we want to go into, we need to set a direct debit. Every great investor I've come across ensure that before their pay hits their account, direct debit has already taken over. If you are the person that do the manual alignment, when I talk about manual alignment, I'm talking about you receiving your pay, and what you do is, okay, let me send 100 here. Let me send 200 here. Let me send 300 here. No, you're not a good investor. No, you're not doing well with your money. You need to set automations. This world is busy. There's a lot we want to do. There's a lot that needs to be done. We do not have time like that. All right. And so we want to ensure that we have set automations. All our investments are being automated. We do not have time to chase up. Okay, now let me move to Vanguard. Okay, let me transfer. And then it hits Vanguard. And then, no, don't do that. Set a direct debit and block out. And so you give yourself between 2, 3, 5 years. And you tell yourself the next 2, 3, 5 years, so far as you have health, a certain amount of money will constantly move into my investment. Now, for the purpose of this, I did this yesterday, but let's do it today as well. And so I'm bringing my compound let me see, what is this? I don't know why TikTok want me to. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, all right. Okay. I think they were checking if I was here. Please stop the screen for me. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And by all means, share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. All right. So I'm bringing my compound interest calculator. And I am going to start with my beautiful friend here. Benny's, tell me, at the end of the month, how much do you think you can throw out without it impacting you? I want to do something with it at the end of the month. You've done your budgets. You know how much you have in excess. You don't need to give me the exact. You can just give me a rough amount, how much you have that you think, as for this amount of money, I don't mind just leaving this amount of money somewhere. And consistently, I can keep doing this consistently and it will not impact me. Just give me any figure. Just give me any amount. Just give me any amount. Just give me any amount, or anyone can shout any amount out and just let me know how much. All right, 100. So let's assume today, August 18th, we have £100, and then we put £100 right now. When I give you some of the, I said to you that some of these companies actually in their Q8 they rose to over 88%. All right, some of them are hitting a high jurisdiction, but for us we want to be compassionate. And so let's say for the next 10 years, I'll go for the next 10 years, that whichever company you'll be investing in is going to be giving you 18%. I know the S&P 500, of course, finance-wise, we advise to say between 9 to 11% considering inflation as well. But the S&P 500 also the past 5 years consistently have done a minimum of 16% per annum, all right? Sometimes 22, 24. And some of the other ETFs, they can go gazette, trust me, they can blow it all out, all right? And so let's say we are going for 10 years. So Benice, £100 each month for just 10 years, giving us a return of 18%. At the end of your 10th year, how much do you think you would have had? Let me know. How much do you think you would have had? So we have £100. All right. And then the £100, what we have is the interest is going to be 18% per annum. All right. The compound frequency is per each year. And we are doing this for 10 solid years. Each month, we ensure that we have deposited £100 into that account. Now, compound interest calculator is telling me that at the end of that 10 years, your £100 is going to give you 35,800. 35,800. All right? 35,800. Yes, I know you said no way. I know, right? I know. And this is how you make the extras. And so someone says, I earn £2,000 and probably it's not enough. The problem is not how much you are earning. It is what you do with the little you are earning. Because if your aim is probably in your household, if you earn £5,000 a month, that is what to you, it will be your comfort zone. Then out of the 2,000 today, start investing. You realize each year by how much you're making out of your investment, you'll be catching up to 5,000 if you do the aggravation and the average anyway. You understand? And so to me, is you working smart, but you need to know what you are doing. You really need to know what you're doing. You need to take some risk. You need to invest. And for kingdom citizens, man, you have no business not doing well. The reason is because we do not want to have two gods. We want to have command over the two core money. But you see, the moment you start having financial challenges, then the brain, there is a division. You are serving God, but you know there's a greater beast within you, and that is money. And so we need to find a way to know where we put money to make more money. Then we can concentrate on God proper. And we don't need 2-3 jobs. The same job. The best you can do is to increase your earning. But out of what you earn, let's move some of the money onto the stock market. Let's invest. And by the time you realize, boom, 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 you are gone. And like I said yesterday, let's assume that you and your partner went to buy a property. You purchased the property for probably maybe 350 or 400,000 pounds. You put your deposit, you buy the property. Now the property tenure is 30 years. Your first 5 to 10 years, you'll be paying interest, my darling. Interest on the property. It's only a small amount of your rent that goes towards the capital repayment. And so you ask yourself, do you want to use 30 years to pay for that property? That to me is a worry everyone should be worried about. What we do is 2 things we need to do. The first one I will recommend you do at that point is either you stay renting, but the same amount of money. So let's assume, now let me put this here. That property, at the moment, property appreciation in each year is giving us between 4 to 5% each year. That is the current growth we have in the United Kingdom now. And right now, if you say that probably you are late to whatever it is you believe you are late, which you are never late, because since we were born, the property market has been in existence, all right? So let's say that the property you're going for, you have a deposit of maybe £20,000 to put towards the property. That £20,000 is going to be my initial deposit into the stock market. And let's say your rent on the property was going to give you around maybe the rent on the property, maybe £800 to £900. I'm going to divide that into 2. The reason is because currently you are still renting. So I will divide that into 2. And if it's £800, £400. So now each month I will ensure that £400 also goes towards investing. Now, instead of 18, I'm going to move the interest to 15. I'll still keep to 10 years. If I calculate this, the system says in 10 years, out of the £400 each month, I would have been having £206. £206,000. Now, let me increase my year to 15 years. And let me calculate the same amount of money. The system says now I have almost £500,000. All right. The same amount of money. I'm still renting, but then this money is here. So you realize at the end of the tenure, now you may be able to buy that property outright because now you have an asset that is going to be paying for the property. Now, another option is by all means go and buy the property and turn it into your residential home. All right. Now, instead of you paying towards the property, paying a little bit more towards the mortgage, do not move that money to the stock market. And if your property tenure is 30 years, through the stock market, you can finish paying that property in 15 years. And you may be asking, Yvonne, how are you doing? My name's Sick. Thank you so much for joining you. Thank you. How are you doing, my darling? All right. So you may be wondering, okay, for 30 years, but then if you do your due diligence, once again, I keep saying a husband and a wife, be a team, work as a team, work together. All right. No one should try to outsmart the other. Work when it comes to money. Learn to work together. Learn to trust each other. It's one of the difficult things. I know. I get it. Especially when you have families, involvement here and there. I get it. But I pray that God will take over every home. Everyone connected tonight. That God will take over your homes. And you will find a way to have a common ground and then learn to work together. It's so imperative. Otherwise, if one person is a high earner, acknowledge that you are a high earner and probably can do a little bit more. All right. Yeah. Someone can take care of the bills. Someone can take care of the investing. And then together we move. The reason is because we still have to have a quality life. We need to have a way to have a quality life, and that shouldn't be compromised. All right, so this is where I'll leave you tonight. I'll spend an hour with you. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful. Once again, for all those on YouTube, this is going to be live. It will be restreamed. It will be live on YouTube. Of course, not with my image, but with my voice. You got me. And tomorrow, hopefully, we can go live again and do this business. You can't miss tomorrow's session. Hopefully, I may be joining in on on Yacht Ministries as well, because you know when it comes to me, it's God first and every other thing follows. Thank you so much for your time. And I pray the blessings of God over everyone that is connected to this platform. I pray for increase. I pray for abundance. I pray that whatever that hidden prayer is, God will come true for you. Thank you so much once again. And as always, I'll catch you later. See you tomorrow.